Now let's talk business, as the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria has voted to increase the benchmark interest rate by 50 basis points to 18%. This is the second interest rate hike in 2023, suggesting that the Apex Bank is continuing with the hawkish policy rate started in the half of 2022. The CBN said the aim was to keep inflation rate under control, citing the gains of previous rate increases as a reason for its new action.
It therefore decided to sustain the current stance of policy at this point in time to further rein in inflation aggressively. One member voted to increase the MPR by 150 basis points, 4 members by 50 basis points, and 7 members by 100 basis points. In summary, MPC voted to 1. Raise MPR to 17.5%, 2. Retain the asymmetric corridor at plus 100 and minus 700 basis points around the corridor, and 3. Retain the CRR at 2.5%, and 4. Retain the liquidity ratio at 30%.
And joining us for more on this is Oladipo Ajayi, Head of Fixed Income, Chapel Hill, Denham. He joins us from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us on NC Continental Prime.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you for having me on.
Good evening. So now the Central Bank of Nigeria has just raised the MPR by 50 basis points. Was this what you expected?
Yeah, exactly. That is actually my expectation. Anything above that, I feel that the monetary policy will be too hawkish. If you look at the happening globally, we have started seeing the effects of the hawkishness of the Fed. We saw what happened to Silicon Valley banks. We saw what happened to Signature Bank. Also in the Eurozone, we also saw what happened to Credit Suisse. It's already telling us that the monetary policy guys need to start reducing the level at which they are actually tightening the economy, because we're already seeing the effects on the financial sector. So I was not expecting anything above 50 basis points. Even my prediction is that if they are dovish, it will be to maintain. If they are hawkish, is to actually increase by 50 basis points.
Now, Oladipo, this is the 6th time the Monetary Policy Committee will raise interest rates amid fears of hurting production. The committee continues to raise interest rates nonetheless. How effective has this been in taming inflation in the country?
Yeah, if you look at it currently, the current inflation rate pressure is two-sided. We have the demand side and we have the supply side. We have the demand side in terms of the level of liquidity in the system, and that's actually fueling inflationary pressure. On the other side as well, you also need to look at the FX impact. You also need to look at the security challenges in terms of farmers to actually access their farm. And also, you also look at transporting goods from rural area to the market. And also at the same time, later last year, we saw the aggressive flood issue that happened in the north. And that actually affected the market a lot. That actually affected production a lot. And as a result of that, those are some of the things that actually be contributing to the inflationary pressure we have actually been seeing. But if you look at the monetary policy as a tool, there's little to what the monetary policy can actually do without the cooperation of the fiscal policy guy as well. I think the CBN on their part, they've tightening the economy. They've increased CRR by 500 basis points. They've moved MPR from 11.5 to 18% now. That's close to about 650 basis points if you look at from the beginning till where we are now. And yet we've not seen that aggressive impact. So it simply means that the structural side, which has to do with insecurity, which has to do with access to power, which also has to do with transportation of farm produce to the market, needs to be actually be handled. I think that is the duty of the government, and the government needs to rise up to the challenges.
Now, Oladipo, with all these challenges, at a time like this, analysts and industry watchers are beginning to express fears that the hawkish stance of central bank could adversely affect banks. But the CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, claimed that the banks are not at risk. How true is this?
Yeah, you can only rely on the state by the CBN governor, but his view is premised on the fact that he's looking at the capital adequacy ratio, that all banks are meeting the capital adequacy ratio. He's also looking at liquidity ratio, which is 30%. And from what the CBN governor mentioned, it means that all the banks in Nigeria are in line with the 30% liquidity ratio. And at the same time, he mentioned the CRR, which is 32.5. So it means that all the banks are in line with it. So to this end, the CBN governor feels that Nigerian banks are currently suited for what we are seeing, global financial crisis. And we just need to actually believe the CBN governor based on what he has said. Also, but if you look at the banks as well, when you look at the bank individually, most of the banks, they actually sound when you look at their books. And if you look at what happened to SVB, it's more of the asset purchase. And I think we have a very good, most of the Nigerian bank has a very good risk system that actually help them to actually manage risk. And at the same time, I feel that that will actually help to actually protect them in such a time like this.
All right, thank you so much, Oladipo Ajayi, for sharing so much light on this issue. Thank you.
You're welcome.